It happened this morning. My mom calls me.
I mean,
Logan.
should we?
This is like...
No, he's not even...
Bro, we're on it, dude.
Hello?
Jesus. Bro. Come on, dude. This is fucked.
A quote, small militia in armored trucks wearing SWAT and/or tactical gear was seen.
Logan Paul was visibly shaken when news broke that Jake Paul had been arrested in connection with the Anthony Joshua car crash. While the headlines focus on the arrest, Logan's reaction shows there's far more complexity to the story than what's being reported.
My brother's house is getting raided by the Federal Bureau of Investigation. I said, what, Mom? Mom, it's 8:30.
Logan stands firmly by his brother, questioning how the investigation is being handled. He acknowledges the tragedy of the Anthony Joshua accident but highlights significant gaps in accountability. According to Logan, the Paul name has made them easy targets for both media scrutiny and law enforcement.
Government. Wow. I won't say a word, but yeah, I checked in on him. He's fine. He physically, again, it's a bit of a headache. We're figuring it out.
Watching Jake get pulled into this situation has left Logan heartbroken. Despite the pressure, he isn't backing down from defending his brother. He's speaking out against the way the media has portrayed the events surrounding Joshua's devastating accident that claimed 2 innocent lives.
Can you do this? No, this. Yo.
Logan claims that the Paul brothers are being unfairly vilified in the press. They're painted as the culprits in a tragedy they didn't cause, and Logan has made it clear he won't stay silent any longer.
About an hour ago, so I guess everything's calmed down a little bit. I thought it was a bitch move, if I'm honest, because anytime you
The situation has turned Jake Paul into a figure of ridicule in boxing circles and beyond. With the FBI reportedly investigating his alleged connection to Anthony Joshua's accident, both brothers are under intense scrutiny, highlighting a pattern of recklessness over responsibility.
Said, and everybody knows, he's not a real boxer. There's levels to this game, and he was way out of the...
This case shows that fame doesn't protect anyone when public opinion turns against you.
It's just sad. It just makes you realise how valuable life is and how things can change in a heartbeat. So when we talk about fights and we talk about beefs, and these things are just nothing when it comes to real life and losing the life. So it was a sad thing to hear, a sad thing to see. God knows how it'll affect those that saw it mentally, emotionally. But you've got to think about these 2 men who were somebody's child, someone's brother, and that's what you've got to think about, those people that have lost.
Frank Smith emphasized that Jake Paul's own poor decisions contributed heavily to the situation. While most people would avoid such controversy, Jake seemingly dove straight into it, and now the consequences are hitting hard.
They are not your enemies. They are your brothers and sisters under God. We all came from Adam and Eve. In the beginning, everybody on earth. Remember that.
The Paul brothers' egos are on full display. Their fame, untempered by accountability, has led to public humiliation and serious legal exposure. Even Eddie Hearn criticized Jake's behavior as reckless and deliberately provocative.
Just 2 weeks ago, this guy's in front of the whole world. Netflix, millions of dollars, breaks Jake Paul's jaw in 2 places. Decides to go back to Nigeria, almost dies. 2 of his closest friends pass away in the accident.
This wasn't a minor mistake or lapse in judgment. It was a conscious decision that put others at risk. The Paul brothers are being exposed as careless and self-absorbed, learning the hard way that notoriety won't shield them from real-world consequences.
You don't know what other people are going through. And even though AJ, we're not on the best terms, man, I feel for this brother, man. Because it could have been my family, could have been my friends. And, I feel like, man, it's mentally, kind of draining looking at this stuff all day on the line. And like I said, I didn't really see nothing too graphic until this morning. Now I've seen a lot of crazy stuff in my life, man. I've seen dead bodies before and all that. Man,
Duke McKenzie tore into Jake Paul, highlighting how overwhelmed and out of his depth he is. Every move he made during the AJ crash investigation reflected the same lack of professionalism that some critics have long noted in his boxing career.
Of what happened, obviously it's a tragic incident. 2 people have lost their lives. It's a horrific moment. I thought the reporting of it yesterday, I've read, and obviously God in contact with his management team straight away. I thought the reporting of it was responsible.
The brothers' combination of ego and incompetence is now impossible to ignore. They've shown an inability to handle serious pressure or accept responsibility.
Life. And it's so crazy to think that over a week and a half ago he was on top of the world. Apparently he'd pocketed $92 million from his Jake Paul fight. The American audience was in love with him. His star was bigger than ever. And then just yesterday we see footage like this of AJ being pulled from the wreckage in a situation where if he'd just sat on the other side of the car, they wouldn't have been pulling him out alive. There's no way.
Eddie Johnny Nelson reminded everyone that real-life events far surpass any scripted boxing drama. Anthony Joshua's crash resulted in 2 deaths, a tragedy that no fight or publicity stunt can compare to.
Yeah, for them and the family, anything they need. You know, sometimes when someone is a star, they have a lot of things in their life taken care of for them. So you really have to move into that mode in this situation as well. Make sure, obviously, they're getting the best medical attention, make sure their family are safe and happy and
Given the destruction they've caused, the Paul brothers should consider themselves lucky the consequences weren't even worse. This serves as a brutal reminder about accountability and the importance of facing real consequences.
You one lucky lad. God bless you, I'm glad you're alive again. Shocked me, that's terrible.
Tyson Fury criticized the media circus surrounding Jake Paul, emphasizing that even though the brothers are being publicly humiliated, humanity should remain the focus. Recklessness has consequences, but compassion still matters most.
Such a severe car accident there. Like, alright, he's lucky enough to still be alive, but fuck me, his body must be going through a lot right there. This is not a man who winces in pain easily, right? He gets punched for a living. And obviously, like, you're supposed to take people out of car accidents like that with great care because you don't...
Amid all the chaos, Anthony Joshua survived a horrific car crash that tragically claimed the lives of 2 people. Yet instead of focusing on the human tragedy, the public has become obsessed with the drama surrounding the Paul brothers, highlighting their massive egos and apparent refusal to take responsibility. Sunnil Raj breaks down the unimaginable ordeal Joshua went through, contrasting it with how ridiculous the Paul brothers now look. While AJ faced life-or-death situations and lost 2 close friends, Jake Paul's reckless actions and subsequent arrest have only amplified public scrutiny. Logan Paul's emotional reaction underscores how desperately the brothers are trying to save face amid mounting criticism. Millions watched Joshua dominate in the ring, but now he is fighting a battle far greater, surviving a near-fatal accident and seeking justice for the lives lost. Whatever the Paul brothers' actual involvement, they are under intense global examination. Jarrell Miller highlights the unthinkable trauma AJ endured, including the emotional toll of losing his friends, while the Pauls' alleged recklessness fuels public anger. Gareth Davies emphasizes the real human cost of Joshua's crash, reminding everyone of the 2 tragic deaths. While the media has responsibly covered the story, the Paul brothers are now facing widespread condemnation for their supposed role, caught in a hurricane of public outrage and humiliation. The contrast between Joshua's peak success and his near-death experience is staggering. Moving from millions in earnings to fighting simply to survive highlights the alleged recklessness of the Pauls. Eddie Hearn stresses the real human impact behind the headlines, focusing on AJ and the victims' families, while the Paul brothers face the fallout from their alleged choices. Joshua's brush with death and the loss of his close friends show just how serious the situation truly is. Jake's arrest and the FBI investigation have subjected them to worldwide scrutiny, stripping away the protection fame, money, and boxing success once provided. Their reputations are crumbling as a clear warning of what happens when ego and irresponsibility take over. Joe Rogan raises the terrifying questions everyone is thinking. Did Joshua suffer head trauma or neck injuries? Will he ever fully recover, physically or mentally? How could carelessness cause such a nearly fatal accident? The Paul's alleged involvement only worsens public outrage, and Logan's attempts to defend himself and his brother are met with skepticism. John Fury's message reflects the relief and shock the world feels seeing Anthony Joshua survive such devastation. While AJ is grateful to be alive, the Paul brothers face massive criticism, legal troubles, and a permanently damaged reputation. The tragic deaths of AJ's friends have intensified public anger and scrutiny. Logan Paul's emotional defense only adds fuel to the controversy, as fans struggle to reconcile the brothers' fame with the chaos they allegedly caused. Fury reminds everyone of life's fragility and the stark difference between ring glory and harsh real-world consequences. Pain Game highlights the brutal reality of Joshua's survival, examining both the physical trauma from the crash and the emotional toll of losing friends. No amount of training could have prepared AJ for this experience. Meanwhile, the Paul brothers' alleged role in the incident has heightened public outrage, and Jake's arrest demonstrates that recklessness has serious consequences. The contrast between AJ's resilience and the Paul's questionable actions is clear, from Logan defending his brother to Jake facing legal repercussions. The Paul brothers are now publicly humiliated and under intense scrutiny. Pain Game's analysis emphasizes both AJ's suffering and the lasting consequences the Pauls will face for years to come. This entire situation is far from over, with the Pauls trapped in a storm of controversy they cannot escape. Fans are furious, questioning how fame and fortune could fail to shield them from accountability. At the same time, Joshua's tragic losses remind everyone that real lives